Paul LePage is the governor of Maine. He has said some atrocious things about minorities. He said blacks and Hispanics come from New York and Connecticut to deal drugs. They have names like D-Money and Shifty, I think he said one of their names was. Yeah, who names themselves Shifty? Anyway, he then went on to say that he has binders full of blacks and Hispanics, and that those black and Hispanic drug dealers that come up, they impregnate the white women and cause even more problems. No, that's a quote. The white women. Okay, so he's trying to explain himself out of this. And at the end of last week, we shared some rantings he had on this. He left a voicemail for a political opponent saying, I'm going to come to get you. Make sure you record this. He called him all sorts of names, but absolutely insisted he is not a racist. And then in a press conference, trying to further explain himself, he said this.
Bad guy's a bad guy. I don't care what color it is. When you go to war, if you know the enemy dresses in red and you dress in blue, you shoot at red, don't you? Ken, you've been in uniform. You shoot at the enemy. You try to identify the enemy. And the enemy right now, the overwhelming majority of people coming in are people of color or people of Hispanic origin. I can't help that.
The enemy, here, I'll give you the direct quote again. The enemy right now, the overwhelming majority right now coming in are people of color or people of Hispanic origin. And just 2 sentences before that, he said, you shoot the enemy. How much clearer does he have to be? And he insists he is not a racist. I'm sure that he actually believes that. I know it sounds crazy. But he's thinking, what? The criminals are blacks and Hispanics. And we have to shoot the enemy. What's racist about that? I'm just stating facts. By the way, if you're interested to know, the American Civil Liberties Union actually did research into how many black and white drug dealers there are in Maine. And it turns out, no, Paul LePage has never been right about this. There are just as many white drug dealers in Maine as there are black drug dealers. Now you can say Maine is largely white, so that's still disproportionate. But are all of the drug dealers black and Hispanic, as Paul LePage claims? No. But when he sees someone from out of state that's a minority, he thinks, the enemy, we have to shoot them. White people, I can't tell. They mix in, I can't tell. Look, I don't have to discuss this anymore. Whether he realizes it or not, the guy is clearly racist and a dangerous one. He's the governor of that state. And there he is in a press conference telling people to shoot the enemy, and the enemies are blacks and Latinos. Good people in Maine, you got to get this guy out of office. He's dangerous.
Help keep TYT independent by becoming a member. TYTnetwork.com/join.